We've been on over 30 cruises and we've boarded a cruise in 7 minutes from dropping off bags to stepping on the ship. In this video, we're going to share our expert tips and tricks so you can board the ship quickly and start enjoying your cruise vacation. We'll also discuss tips on how to make the most of your first few hours on the ship. Hi y'all, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Becky.
And together we're cruising good time.
Arriving at the cruise terminal and seeing the long lines, having confusion about the process or your documents can lead to frustration, especially for first-time cruisers. In this video, we're going to give you all the tips and tricks for a smooth boarding process. Some of the most important steps must be done before you leave home.
Yes, and number one on that is every cruise line has an app. You need to download that app, put it on your phone, and then use that app to do pre-check-in items. This is going to be stuff like scanning your passport in there, putting emergency contact, your credit card information, so on and so forth. All that information is then with the cruise line. When you get to the terminal, that you don't have to do it all again. It's already done, and it just makes you go through the system so much faster.
This is a very key recommendation. In addition to this, some of the cruise lines are going to allow you to pick the time that you would like to board. And you need to do this process the day before that you're going to get on the ship or sooner. I like to do it as early as possible so I can pick whatever time fits my needs. And for some cruise lines, if you didn't pick a time, they're going to pick one for you. And for most cruise lines, if you are a high level of loyalty, or if you have paid for one of those exclusive, very expensive cabins, you can board whenever you choose. Next, let's talk about boarding passes. Boy, these differ from cruise line to cruise line. So some cruise lines will email them to you. For others, it's going to be in the app. And like for Princess, you can have a boarding pass through your medallion. You can get the medallion shipped to you, you can wear it on a lanyard, and it's your way to get on the ship. A pro tip is if your boarding pass has been emailed to you or is in the app, take a screenshot. Because sometimes in the terminals, the Wi-Fi and cell phone service isn't working well. If you have a screenshot, you'll just breeze through.
So the next key item to do before you leave the house is print up your luggage tags. And if you're a first-time cruiser, when you get to the terminal, you're going to hand off your luggage to the porters right there at the terminal, and then your baggage will make it to your cabin separate from you. So they need to know where it's going, hence the luggage tag. One thing we use are these plastic type luggage tag holders. They have a little metal strip on there, very strong. We can reuse those over and over for different luggage tags on different cruises and so forth. We've had no problem with our luggage ever being delivered to our cabin.
The next important item is packing for your cruise. So every cruise line has items that are banned. So it's important that you review the list from your cruise line and make sure you inadvertently don't pack a banned item. Everything that you bring onto the ship is going to be screened, and you do not want to delay your boarding process. One of the big controversial items for this is alcohol. Now, cruise line to cruise line, they also have different things that are allowed. Many cruise lines will let every passenger of drinking age bring on one 750 milliliter bottle of wine. And like Royal Caribbean will let you bring a 12-pack of Coca-Cola on board. However, it's important these items are on your carry-on bag. They may be confiscated if they're in your packed luggage. So another critical part of your packing is what are you bringing on your carry-on bag? And usually I'm setting up the last of this the morning of my cruise. So in your carry-on bag, of course, you're going to want to bring any of your valuables. This just like if you're going to the airport. You don't check like your jewelry or computer or iPads, etc. So your expensive items, put them in your carry-on bag. Also, you may not see your checked baggage till later in the day. Like Royal Caribbean says, it may be 7 p.m. So you want to have anything that you're going to want earlier in the day in your carry-on, like a swimsuit or sun hat, sunscreen, maybe a different outfit for dinner. Any of these items, throw it in your carry-on bag. Also, I would be sure to have my medication stored in my carry-on bag. And once again, any of that liquor that you might bring on board needs to be in the carry-on bag. And the number one most important item for carry-on, your passport.
Yep.
And here is a pro tip. Make sure your passport is in good shape. There have been cruisers who weren't allowed on board because their passport was too dilapidated, and they weren't allowed onto the ship.
So the next thing is, what time do you get to the cruise terminal? And if you've been assigned a boarding time by your cruise line, it's pretty straightforward. You get there just a little bit before the boarding time. If you haven't been assigned a boarding time, we tend to try to get there as early as we can. If they start boarding at noon, we'll shoot to get there about 11:30 or so. So we get on early. That way we can get on board, start enjoying our vacation, start getting our money's worth out of that cruise by getting some food and some drinks. Another reason why you'd want to get there early too is some cruise lines will not allow you to make dining reservations until you get on board, or special event reservations to get on board. So the sooner you can get on board for those, the more likely you're going to get the reservation time you want for those activities.
Of course, we recommend anything that you can book ahead of time before you get on the ship, get it done sooner.
Once again, another reason to download the app and do everything in the app before you get there. And above all, make sure you're at the terminal and ready to check in at least an hour and a half to 2 hours before the ship sails. Some cruise lines will stop collecting luggage a couple hours or hour and a half before it sails, and it may be more difficult to get on board the ship as you get closer to sailing time. So be sure you get there in plenty of time to go through immigration, security, and everything else you need to get on board the ship.
And other cruise lines, like Holland America, are going to assign a boarding time to you, and they're doing it based on what floor you're on.
Please check out our other videos. We have a lot of videos on our website about different ports, gets down in specifics on what you need at various ports around the world. We're going to put some links to all those videos in the description below.
Next, let's talk about arriving at the terminal. When you get there, you're going to go to the luggage porter and give them your bags. If you're at the Port of Galveston, they'll probably be dressed in Hawaiian shirts. And there are at certain ports that you will be giving your bags to certain people based on which floor of the ship you're on. Handing off your bag should be a very quick process. Next, you're going to go through security. This should be very similar to what you do at the airport, except for you won't have to take off your shoes. And after that, you will proceed to the check-in process.
And the check-in process, you'll be checking in directly with the cruise line right there, typically at a desk. And if you've done your homework beforehand and have done everything in your app, typically you'll be in a fast lane, a green lane. I'll call it a variety of different things. You go through that lane, you'll need to show your boarding pass or medallion in case of Princess, and typically a passport, and then you're ready to go. That's pretty much all they need. Some cruise lines will want you to do a credit card transaction right there for onboard credit. Some you do that beforehand in the app. Either way, you're going to go through there very fast. If you haven't done all that, you're going to get back into the slower line, and it'll take a long time, an hour or more, to get through this line while people hand code in passports and credit card information, emergency contacts, so on and so forth. Do all that information in the app beforehand. A couple pro tips right here. One is, what we do is before we leave the house, we'll also take our cruise documentation, download that off the website that has the cruise booking number, the itinerary, everything we've bought through the cruise line already. I save that as a PDF, and then I store it in a Books app on my phone so I can get it anytime and without any type of internet. I also do the similar thing with our passports. We'll make a copy of our passports, save that as a PDF, save that on the phone in a Books app typically so I can find it real quickly. That way if we ever lose a passport, we can get that information real quickly for a new one.
We haven't used any paper in the boarding process in years. We like to save things on our phones as PDFs. However, feel free to print them and carry these documents on your carry-ons. Be sure to review all the documentation that's required for your cruise and have it with you. Sometimes you're going to need something specific, like proof of a certain vaccination or a visa.
So after you've gone through the whole check-in process, you get on the ship and start your cruise vacation. You'll typically on board right there midship on one of the lower decks, and it's going to be crazy busy. So we recommend you get out of that area, and there's a couple different ways you can get out of that area very efficiently.
So first, if you're hungry and the dining room's open, we recommend you go directly and purposefully for the dining room and enjoy a nice meal. You can bring your carry-ons with you. But please note, for many cruise lines, the dining room won't be open, but the buffet is open. So if that's the case, we recommend that you either go to a forward elevator or an aft elevator, because those will be less crowded. Go up to your room, get rid of your carry-on items, put your valuables in the safe, and then you could head up to the buffet.
If the cruise line you're on has not allowed you to make any type of dining reservations in the app before you get on board, now's the time to do it. So go make those dining reservations while you're on board. And this could be also for some special event dining. For instance, if you want to eat on a chef's table in Princess, you better do it as soon as you get on board the ship. Go make those dining room reservations because that will fill out very quickly.
A critical requirement on Embarkation Day is the safety drills. The ship will tell you what you need to do, so get that taken care of.
And then perhaps the funnest thing to do once you get on board a ship is just go tour the ship, go look around. It's like being a kid in a playground again, finding all the different stuff and the lounges and what's where and all that. I really like doing that with the new ship. It's a lot of fun, a lot of discovery there, and it's even better with a Mai Tai in your hand.
We've met people who bar hopped every bar on Embarkation Day.
Not us.
Kind of depends on what you like to do. Embarkation Day is usually the only day you can really do a full spa tour, so you may want to check that out. And they'll give discounts for this during the day. Check the app or the literature, and there's going to be other fun offerings on Embarkation Day. We have been on over 30 cruises. Please check out our playlist and see if there's something else that might be useful for you. We hope this video will help you have a stress-free embarkation process.
If you liked the video, please give us a like and subscribe and turn on those notifications. It really helps us out.
Until next time, have a cruising good time.